Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to another Flex's View. Good morning. Good morning. Morning. Big up to each and every single one of you, man. Hope you guys are feeling good on this Sunday morning, man. What are you guys telling me, man? Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. I had to put some thoughts down, man. You know what I mean? You digest what happened last night at the City ground. And listen, I was quite positive afterwards as well, and having some time to think about it as well. I still feel the same way. I see the positives. I do in the last four games. In the last 4 games. I do, and I think actually what last night showed us is that the team is building resilience. United is building resilience. I think Man United of not even last year, not even like you say the old Man United, the Man United of the other week. Do you know what I mean? The other month, should I say? Because we've been on a good run. But Man United of 5-6 games ago loses that game last night. You know, we lose that game. We capitulate. I think we conceded. Like I said, I kept calling it a 5-minute madness yesterday. I think it was probably a little bit shorter. I've seen on X more like 90 seconds of madness, which again shows you like that switch just flicked. Do you know what I'm saying? Literally, you're playing PS5 with your boy, yeah, and you're playing co-op mode, and you look at the screen, and his character's not moving, bro. You turn to your left or right, wherever he's sitting, and you go, bro, my man's sleeping. He's sleeping, or his controller's disconnected, or it's run out of battery. That's what it was, and you plug in the USB-C and you charge it up again. That's what it was like. I cannot explain it. So it was a very, very isolated moment, or two very, very isolated moments as to why we didn't come away with 3 points from the City ground, which is a difficult place to go. And they have been resurgent, or trying to be resurgent, under Sean Dyche. He had them organised, he had them well drilled. But on a different day, we win that game. We win that game. You know, we cleared it off the line in the last minute. So I'm definitely taking the positives from that. We are building resilience. We are becoming tougher to beat. And actually, although the media thing about this will be Frank's hair starts again, the run starts again. And listen, the 5 is, I don't know if we're going to do that all season, man. Look what it took out of us to get to 3. Look what it took out of us to get to 3. Do you know what I'm saying? And in the 4th, you just get a crappy little draw that probably should have been a win. And you start again. So from a Frank perspective and a United Strand perspective, big him up. I don't know, man. I don't know how much longer he's got left. He's got nothing left, Phil, but he will keep going. Big up to Frank. But that just shows us that humble vibe of like winning 5 is going to be incredibly difficult because we are still a team that ships goals. Silly goals as well. Silly goals. I also was thinking about Dalot. I was trying to give him some positive reinforcement during the match review yesterday. You guys probably saw it. I was like, yo, come on, Dalot, man. He needs us, man. Dalot, what has happened to this guy? Like, he's just hurting us in games. Like, I'm not trying to alienate any one individual player, but I feel with Dalot, because of how persistently bad and out of character and out of sorts he's been, like, to a new level, I'm just like, come on. Like, he's way off it. And it's like, Amram's made his decision that actually, you know, Ahmad's now locked down the right-hand side. Thank God. Do you know what I mean? Thank God. Ahmad has locked down the right-hand side with Mbeumo. That's exactly what we need. But now it's really highlighting the weakness on the left wing-back side of things. Patrick Dorgu is a young player who has his limitations. He's physical, he's powerful, he's quick. He can actually progress the ball quite well with the ball dribbling. But he struggles in the final third. He doesn't have the quality. Do you know what I'm saying? He can get past a man and quickly whip it, but he doesn't have the quality. And Dalot on that side is, and even at right wing back, just Dalot in general, back to him, I don't know what he's playing at, bro. I don't know what he's playing at. So we've learned, what I also learned is like, got to stop playing him, but Dorgu ain't really lit it up, has he? Dorgu ain't really lit it up, guys. So it just highlights that, you know, whether it be January, which I think is probably beyond us, but summer, as much as we need midfielders, we need wing-backs. We need 2. Maybe, really, we need 3. I'm going to say really we need 3 because, but obviously not going to get that, but 2 minimum, because you need one who can play back up to Ahmad, because when Ahmad's not there, like when he's going to go AFCON, I don't know what the fuck we're going to do. Jesus. We're seeing signs of it already. Like, we're seeing signs of what it's like without these guys. So let's cross that bridge when we come to it. But that's a big problem. We need one to replace Ahmad for when he's not playing, or not even just replace. It's about competition for places. Go and get a wicked bad boy right winger. Right wing convert, or a right wing back, or a full back who's got it going forward and you want to convert them into that. I don't care which one it is, but profile-wise, we need someone who can do what Ahmad does. He's good in 1v1s, can attack. So preferably an attacker converted into that, or someone who's just as good as a defensive person, being kind of, morphed into an attacker. So we need that for the right-hand side. And on the left-hand side, we need two. I think we need two, man. Maybe that's been a bit harsh on Dorgu because he's the younger player. He's the one that maybe can improve, but I'll take one. But we need one starter. And I know that Anton Semenyo thing, and we've kind of hypothesized about that on the channel, saying, please, man, maybe go, that'll be wicked. That's just a bit of a pipe dream. But I'm saying we need someone like that, who's an attacker like that down that left-hand side. He can get at man, physical, strong, powerful, good off both feet. He'll be perfect for that. So we need someone like that on the left-hand side, and then the backup to whoever that person is needs to be brought in as well. So we need three wing-backs, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. We need three wing-backs. Central midfield, we already know about. I mean, look, Elliot Anderson, that's another thing I learned is I already know Elliot Anderson's good, and he didn't run the show last night, but he was very good. He shows why he's a good player. You know what I'm saying? I'll 100% have him in our midfield, which should be brilliant. Again, Casemiro going from strength to strength. That's another goal for him to add on to the goal and assist. So, listen, overall, man, I feel like it's a long time since we've dropped some points where I feel positive. Well, listen, go back to the beginning of the season in the first game against Arsenal. We lost that game and we felt really positive, but it felt like we got hoodwinked in the successive games after that. But this time I really feel a bit different. I feel like on this run that we're in, on 4 games undefeated, 3 wins and 1 draw. And look, Spurs is tough. It might be another draw. And a draw would be an improvement of what we have been getting there. Same at Forest. We lost there the last 2 times in a row. Last couple of times we've gone to City Ground, we've lost. So it is a positive to basically look at it and say, you're improving in this revenge run. We are improving. I am seeing the positives of that. But one of the biggest things that I did say, and I said it in my fan view yesterday as well, I ain't really trying to get involved. People try and draw me out and say, hey, you're ready to say sorry. And I will say this. This is why I'm not getting involved in any of them conversations. I'm just doing game by game, bro. Game by game. And, talk about the positives. Talk about the negatives as well. Like, Forest ripped off a bandage. They ripped off a plaster, a Band-Aid. Shout out the Americans in the chat. They ripped off a plaster of old wounds, and they surfaced in 90 seconds. They surfaced. So that's the reminder to us as fans that everything's not rosy. Everything's not perfect. We're not doing a title charge. Everything's not perfect. Like, bring it down. And I think Jason Wilcox made a good point of this in the chat he had in-house media at MUTV. He was like, what we need to do, and I include myself into this, I have to take this, is to not get too high when we win and not get too low when we lose. Because overall, in the context of the season, we're doing well. We're doing well. I had, and this is where I do have to take a step back a little bit, I had us sort of finishing like 6th at best. Like, obviously I want to push for the Champions League, 1 game a week, and maybe we still can. With where we are in the league, we still can. But before we kicked the ball, I was like, listen, we finished 15th, man. Just come 7th, come 6th, like show me something. I was even saying, and I can't rewrite what I was saying, I was even saying that even if Ruben doesn't get European football, and I know actually this is not a negotiable for a lot of people, even if Ruben doesn't get Champions League football or European football and finished 8th, if I could see the improvement in the team going in the right direction, I could get behind that. So I did lose that, or I have lost that because of where we've been early in the season. So it's not this isn't a I'm sorry I got it wrong, because again, I think it's clear to see we've still got loads of things to work on, but it definitely is for me like I'm not apologizing for like, this, that and the other, because we still got things to work on, but I can definitely look at the positives. I can see us improving. I can see us being more difficult to beat. I can see us being more resilient. And most of all, I can see the belief in us that we won't lose. Do you know what I mean? And that goes a long way. Long may it continue. So we roll on to Spurs. Difficult game. Do you know what I'm saying? Of course. If we can win that, then, the draw against Forest again doesn't look that bad. He's still unbeaten. Even if we draw at Spurs, I think we're in this position now. And that's more what it's about for me. Moving away from not every loss or dropping of points, but especially losses, are catastrophic. And that, for me, is the key. It doesn't have to be that way. And I think we're moving away from that now because we've got a solid run of 3 games of wins, and then we drew 1. So we're still unbeaten. So we feel positive. We'll feel positive going to Spurs again. So, yeah, smash a like on the video, Pete. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let me know what you guys are saying on this. I'm out of here. Peace.